It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
YouTube family, what is going on, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. This video, I'm gonna do this video. Big shout out to my homie Ruben Vasquez. He always comments on the videos. Greatly appreciated, Ruben, for all the support and watching the videos. This video that I'm making today is for Arturo Sousa. And he had a good question, valid question, and he asked, is the bike worth it? And have I tried it on any trails? So I did respond, but this is one of those things that, you know, texting, I felt, you know, I'm old and I don't text well anyway, but I thought a video would do it a bit more justice. So I'm gonna do a short video for Arturo, because that's a valid question and I understand your concerns, Arturo, so definitely great question. Is the Mongoose Bash worth it? Yes, in my opinion, definitely it is. You're getting a full suspension frame, we'll say bike, but of course the frame is what you're looking at. But you get a full suspension bike that you can ride out the box, enjoy, have some fun, and you can take it on some light trails. Like I said, the reason I say light trails is because, I mean, actually, you know, I could definitely ride this on some tougher trails. I just wouldn't have a lot of front suspension and would bottom out a lot. So it's something that could be done. I wouldn't advise it, but yeah, definitely could do. So one of the main concerns that a lot of people have with when they're purchasing a bike, right, is they want to know, does it have a rear derailleur hanger? Does it have quick release rims or tires, wheels? Does it have a tapered headset or head tube? And those are all good questions, good things to have. But a lot of times we get so caught up in those, and not just everyone else, me too. So I'm guilty of this too. So I'm not just pointing the finger at everyone else. I am definitely guilty of these things also. We get so caught up in, you know, taper head tube and quick release wheels and removable derailleur hanger. And these are things that I won't say they're a necessity. They're great things to have, but they're not necessity, right? Because what we can do, so this does not have a rear hanger, right? But of course, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put when I upgrade this, go into a bigger cassette. When I put the cassette on here and the free hub wheel, I'm gonna put a 1x11 on there. So I'm gonna use a derailleur extender, and it hooks on right here at the bottom, just like a derailleur hanger, and it separates the bike and your derailleur. So it works similar to a derailleur hanger. And of course, the main cause of having a removable derailleur hanger is you don't want to bend your frame, because once that bends, if you do have a bad accident and you hit this and this bends that, then you got to go, you know, try to get it welded or fixed, which usually probably won't happen, maybe, or you're looking at, you know, getting a new frame, and that sucks. So that right there, we'll use a derailleur extender, and that'll be our derailleur hanger. Now on to the Tapered Heads tube. Now there is a actual part that will fit into straight steers and make them able, or give them the ability to accept a tapered fork, air fork, coil fork, whichever. All right, so that's a plus right there. With the quick release wheels, I mean, technically you could purchase a quick release kit to change them to quick releases, get a cone wrench, take those things, everything off, and put the quick release skewers in there, and you could make these quick releases. I would say, it's just a guesstimate, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but 20 bucks for that. All right, and like I said, this frame, and this is what I'm really looking at, I'm not looking at the components, because I'm going to be upgrading all these. this frame. You get a 165 millimeter rear suspension, so that's decent. Like I said, stanchions, you don't get much travel, maybe 50 millimeters, not wide, but that's something I'm going to remedy as soon as I do a test run. So in my opinion, this bike is definitely worth it. I mean, $250, under $250 for a full suspension. I paid that for the aluminum comp and the swim boundary. I mean, I love those. And not discrediting them and saying those are bad bikes. Awesome bikes. I love my bikes. But if I had a choice between this full suspension and those currently, like I said, because I haven't ridden, that's crazy. I haven't ridden on any trails yet. We're doing this Sunday because of the surgery on the Achilles. But if I had an option between this full suspension and my swim boundary or my swim aluminum comp, me personally, I would go with this full suspension because I'm going to get more bang for my buck. See, because now I have instead of, I've got full suspension, front and rear, for the same price as just to have front. And like I said, when you buy these bikes, yes, some people do ride them as is, and they work fine. Because I mean, hey, if you're riding this with your kids or nieces and nephews or just family members around the town, oh, perfect. Like this, man, you'll soak up some things, you have some fun, good riding. Now, if you want to take this and you want to go, I mean, just light trail riding be fine. Easy to moderate, definitely, it can handle. Now, if you want to get into more routes and a little bit of, even though it's cross country going downhill, you're going to want to change out the fork. You're going to want to change your rear shock out. Tires look decent, but I don't know for sure, so I can't say because I haven't rode the bike yet. But I mean, when I hopped on it and sat on it, it felt nice, for a $250 full suspension. I wasn't expecting it to feel like the Polygon. And another thing about this bike that makes it so good is, speaking of the Polygon, is that it has the same basic geometry as my Polygon Siskiyou D7. So that right there is a bonus. I'll put the picture up again for you guys so you guys can compare and see how close it is. I mean, I measured this and I got 67.5, 68 degrees. So we'll go with the 68. I'll go with the higher number. So awesome. And see, another thing, and not to bash, that's funny, but not to bash the Arturo or the X1, because those are great bikes. Actually, all the Mongoose bikes in the lineup, from the PT 26 to all the way to the X2. They did a wonderful job this year with the lineup. So hats off to Mongoose for that. Big round of applause. Great job, Pacific Cycles. Now, with that being said, one of the differences that I do like about this bike, it doesn't have a big suspension. It's not super slack, but that's a good thing. Because see, now what I can do on this bike is I can change that geometry a little bit, right? So with the Arturo and the X1, X2, they're pretty slack already. So, and what I mean is that you're pretty much going to be with that same size or the same size fork, same travel. I mean, you go a little bit higher, but not much, right? Because if you go higher in the travel on those, you're going to change that geometry and you're going to make it even more slack. And if you're going down here, that's great, but uphill, you don't really want to have it too slack. But like I said, it's to each his own. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying that this is, those bikes are bad, because those bikes are awesome. And once I get back on my feet and, get my funds back up from spending the money on my surgery, I would definitely consider, I mean, I was looking at the X2. I mean, I really want that X2. It's a very nice bike. But what I'm saying is, don't be deterred by some of the things or factors that we get used to saying, oh, it doesn't have and it needs this, because you might miss out on a great canvas. And this is what this is to me. This is a great canvas. You know, it's just a blank canvas for me that I can change and work with, grow with, adjust, and have a little fun. Because I mean, when I'm done with this thing, you're gonna see me taking it, you know, on some rough terrain. I'll be taking it to the bike park. I'll be doing some jumps. I mean, I'll be doing everything. Once you'll see me progress with the bike as my healing progresses. So like I said, I won't be able to do much now because I still got my walking boot on. And so I'm just going to take it on the light trail just to see how it handles before I do the upgrades, kind of give you guys a visual and let you know what I really think of it. I mean, I'm sure I'm pretty spot on, but like I said, I don't want to judge it by its cover, so I'm going to give it the actual ride review just to let you know. But I mean, when I'm gonna say, hey, we don't have a lot of suspension up front, that's obvious. I can see it, it's there. The 165 millimeter rear suspension, great bike. I stand by it. I'm gonna upgrade the crap out of it and have some fun on it, because I know I'm gonna like this. Matter of fact, it's gonna kind of be like my quote unquote dirt jumper. It's the wife's bike, but you know, I'm gonna be using it to do all kind of stuff when she's not riding it, enjoying it and taking video for you guys. So there it is, Arturo. That's my opinion and breakdown of it. This bike is definitely worth it. Hope you get it, or something that fits in your budget, what you're trying to do with the upgrades. I mean, but in my opinion, great bike. And I really do think that this Mongoose Bash can really compete with some nice quality full suspension bikes. I mean, definitely. And I'll give you a look here. I'll pause for the cost. Yeah, and this is the bike that I was comparing it to. I'm sure it's my Polygon Siskiyou D7, and this thing rocks. And like I said, that bike is a similar geometry. This is 67.5. I measured that at 67.5, 67.8, but I'll go with 67.8. Check it out. Hope you like it. Videos for everybody that says it's worth it. So hopefully it is. Definitely remember, comment please. I appreciate all the comments, the likes, subscriptions, notifications turned on. Of course, you can always buy some coffee. We appreciate that also. But anyway, you do support us, it is greatly appreciated. All shapes and fashions. So definitely. But with that being said, as always, peace, deuces. I'm out.